by state entities to be able to even reach that level. And I am wanting to make our grid possibly the smartest going forward. So the challenges are immense. On another plane, as a child, when I was growing up, my parents were extremely benevolent to me. And, they acceded to all our requests. As children, we grew up without any wants, without any feeling of deprivation. I had the benefit of many uncles who would shower their goodies on me. As times change, I have grown up. Some of my uncles have grown up. They continue to shower blessings and goodies on some of their favorite nephews. Unfortunately, I am not one of them. But that's the state of the Indian population. The political class continues to shower goodies by way of tariffs, by way of subsidies on everybody, whether they deserve it or don't deserve it. And that creates huge pressures on maintaining an equitable system. Today, consumers want everything to be free. They have been led to believe that there are certain things that are free, and electricity, unfortunately, is one of them. The third thing which I would just like to touch upon, and I take a lesson from what Sue mentioned. There are certain inevitable differences between how power is managed in developed worlds vis-a-vis the developing world, and certainly India. Across the US, across UK, across Australia, across Europe, tariffs are set on a cost to serve basis, which means that if the cost to serve is high, tariffs will be high, irrespective of whether it's in the domestic sector or whether it's in the commercial sector. If at all there is a need to provide certain benefits to needy people, to economically disadvantaged people, it is provided by way of outright state subsidy, or maybe by a very small amount of cross subsidy across different characters. But the cost to serve notion is not lost. In India, on the other hand, this does not prevail. The National Tariff Policy 2012 said that cost to serve or subsidies should come down to 20% by 2012. I think everybody will realize that instead of coming down to 20%, they have gone up to 70%. Now, in such a disparate tariff regime, how do you bring in smartness? Who bears the cost? Rahul talked about how our Honorable Minister for Power articulated that 250,000 million smart meters, 999 rupees cost. That's still a humongous 250 million thousand rupees, 25,000 crores. It's not a small figure. And who will pay for it? Certainly not the government. If we can show economic benefits of moving into that smart regime, certainly it will pay for itself. But right now that benefit is not visible. The first thing that is required is to make that benefit visible, to make it understood by the consumers, who will then subscribe to these smart meters. This is not all about despondency, however. I think our networks today are far smarter than they were 5 years ago, and I'm speaking of this across the country, and I expect that 5 years further down, there will be a sea change. It is how each one of us, along with the regulators, along with the government, along with the consumers, addresses this need and makes this a reality. At the end of the day, aspirations have to be turned to reality. Thank you.